The art of surrender, letting go, dropping all resistance, and accepting what is. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of Spiritual Sundays, a series where I am talking about all of the deeper issues in life, from subjects related to mental health, human psychology, spirituality, and so much more. Today I wanted to talk to you all about surrender, something I used to find very difficult, especially during hard times. I admit that I can be quite a stubborn person. I'm a Taurus. I like things to go my way, and I sometimes get quite frustrated when they don't. In the past, I would have directed this frustration outwards, blaming other people and circumstances for why things didn't always go quite right. Or I would start beating myself up, telling myself that I wasn't good enough and needed to try harder. Although sometimes this attitude might fill me with a slight sense of determination, it didn't actually change the situation and sometimes made it worse. In time, I came to realise that I was actually just causing myself a lot of pain and suffering by thinking and acting in this way. Eventually, through practicing daily meditation and by using other mind management techniques, I learned the art of surrender, and it changed everything. At first, this process was extremely challenging. It felt like giving up, and believe me, I am not the kind of person who likes to give up on things. But letting go and accepting what is, no matter how much we don't like it, is not giving up, and it's not weakness. It's personal power. In fact, the secret to changing or improving a situation begins with surrender. I have certainly had my fair share of negative experiences over the years in both my business and personal life. In the early days of starting my business, I had times where I had no money coming in and I was even losing it. I got myself into such a panic and was desperately searching for answers. But because I was in such a low state of fear and worry, my mind wasn't able to provide me with any solutions. I had no idea how I was to move forward. This would sometimes go on for weeks, months, and even before starting my business, I would often find myself getting stuck in these negative cycles. But then one day something clicked. I said, enough is enough. I stopped, stepped back, took a look at what was happening in my life, almost like an outside observer, a fly on a wall. Just because these things were happening didn't mean that I had to get sucked into it all. I looked at my life from a neutral perspective, dropped any thoughts or feelings I had around a situation, whether positive or negative, and just saw it for what it is. I directed my focus inward rather than letting the external world dictate how I felt. I was no longer attached to what was happening around me. I could just let it be. I wasn't ignoring things. In fact, I was seeing them more clearly than I ever had before, almost as if I was looking with new eyes, like the fog had been cleared. It was so liberating. I felt like I could finally breathe again. I started to just let things happen without this constant, desperate urge to change them, even if it was something I didn't particularly want. It was scary at first, so incredibly scary. Sometimes my mind would go to the worst case scenario, but I stayed persistent, and each time this happened I would say, okay, so what? And I let it go. I trusted the process and I knew that everything would be okay in time. And even if it wasn't, does feeling depressed, stressed and worried benefit me or make things any better? No. So every day I would continue to practice surrender, no matter what was happening, good or bad. I just let it be. And amazingly, almost by complete surprise, my world started to change. Situations that I'd previously got myself into a pit of worry about gradually began to improve. It was like magic. Not only this, I now had the mental headspace to deal with people and situations in a calm and confident manner because I was no longer attached to the outcome. Yes, I would picture my desired outcome, but it almost didn't matter to me what happened because again, I could just let it go and trust that everything was working out in my favour. This simple art of surrender has totally transformed my life. That's not to say that I no longer go through difficult times or experience negative emotions such as fear and worry, but I continually practice stepping outside of my life situation and just letting it play out, almost like watching a movie. And in doing this over a number of years, I've noticed that fewer negative events seem to happen. Or maybe it's just that I no longer perceive them as being negative. Either way, it doesn't really matter. My inner world is at peace, and that's what's most important. As within, so without. I really hoped you enjoyed this video and it was helpful. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications button so that you don't miss any of the latest updates from me. And of course, if you have any questions or future topics you'd like me to cover, please do pop them in the comments below or come and say hello to me over on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.